Hello, everybody. Joe Bacondones here. Welcome back for another episode of Umineko. Last time we left off, we kind of got into the impetus for the whole murder thing. Well, the seed was planted. The events were set in motion. The first domino fell. Yada yada yada. Yeah. Dumb 13-year-old Matler making promises. Writing checks his ass can't cash. And, you ended up being fucking crazy? Well, that's a little harsh, but let's go, unbalanced? Unbalanced is a nice way of putting it. And, things apparently didn't go very well from there, which we are getting into right now. I'm a little bit tired. It's like 8 p.m. I slept in until like 3 o'clock this afternoon for some reason, and I only went to bed at like 2 a.m. It was Friday night. I was staying up just on YouTube watching people, like, I don't know, drive dirt bikes across Montana. Just one of those videos where it's just like, yeah, they're just going, and it's like, yeah, I'll watch this. Brings me back to my days out west, driving across the wide open ranges. Never drive cross country in 2.5 days. It'll make you want to die. But honestly, it's pretty good. If you're going west to east, up until like you hit Ohio, because once you get around like the Great Lakes, that's when like, oh yeah, now we're back in like urban civilization, and you can't just go on the highway for 400 miles on cruise control with like no tolls. Because these are all just like federal, like just interstates. But now it's like, oh yep, city turnpikes and whatnot, and I gotta pay $20 to get across fucking Ohio. Ridiculous. The most expensive tolls I've ever seen. The Ohio meme, it's true. Ohio fucking sucks. Anyway, you don't care about that. Let's go.
旦那様とルドルフ様がそう話してるのよ。もうびっくり。
お前の人生にも、そして家庭にも。
Yeah.
私は何も文句を言うつもりはない。
Who are you talking to here, Rudolph?
しかし、親父殿はカンカンだよ。感動ならまだしも、この方から愛想を尽かして席を出ていくなど。聞いたこともない。
誰に似たんだか。
Oh yeah.
バトラのやつめ、妙に頑固でな。
バトラ君の気持ちがわからないのであれば、父親としての資格を疑われるかと思います。
Yeah, it's understandable that he'd be mildly upset that, like, a week after his mom died, you're remarrying.
よしたまえ。キリエさんの子供をしっかり育てたいという責任を。ルドルフなりに示したということだろう。
それが来年だったなら何も言うことはありません。しかし、どうして今年なのですか？
Yeah, why, like, I get that, like, you wub Kyrie, and like, and that, but like, there's other factors involved here, bud.
もも開けないうちから。解任の時期を考えるとルドルフさんを見下さざるを得ません。
まあそういじめないでくれ。これが俺なりのけじめの取り方なんだ。
バトラ君が亡くなられたアスムさんに代わってあなたに抗議されている気持ち、本当によくわかります。もしここにいたなら一緒に肩を抱いて泣いてあげたい気持ちですよ。
Natsuki's words were sharp. They pierced Rudolph mercilessly. Rudolph had no retort. His relationship with Kyrie had been improper, plain and simple. According to Rudolph, he had been close to Kyrie longer than Azumu. And, even after his marriage to Azumu, that relationship had not disappeared.
なんだよそれ、このクソ親父。じゃあつまりあんたはずっと母さんを裏切ってたわけじゃねえかよ。
Yeah.
そりゃ俺だってキリエ様知ってるさ。あんたのビジネスパートナーで いつも授業の相談に乗ってくれる頼れる友人だって聞かされてたさ。それが男女の仲だったなんて、今さら言われたって知ったことかよ。母さんが死んだ後なら勝手さ。俺だってあんたの人生だ、好きにしろと言ってるさ。
Yeah, like you gotta move on eventually, but like the very next day
でも
is
な、キリエさんの解任はいつだよ。
well,
まだ母さんは生きてるじゃないか。ああ、やっとわかったぜ。なんで俺はあんたにこんなにも吐き気を感じるのかってな。あんた、母さんがここで死んでくれて嬉しかったの。そうなんだろ。もし母さんが生きてたら、不倫のことや子供のことでどう隠すかで苦労が
definitely
絶えなかったろうから
simplified
な。
things a little
都合よく
if that's
母
how
さ
you
ん
want
が
to
死ん
go
でくれたから、
about looking at it.
キリエさんと結婚して新しい子を俺の弟が妹になってよく言えたもんだぜ。
Two birds, one stone.
母さんが天国で泣いてる。恥を知れ、恥を知れよ。俺は恥ずかしいぜ。あんたと同じ後宮の姓を名乗ることが恥ずかしくて仕方ねえ。生まれてくる子に罪はねえさ。両親が揃ってなきゃかわいそうだ。
Mm-hmm.
せいぜい
Don
新しい
Andre's
家族を
fault.
育んで幸せに育ててやれよ。だがな、俺は許さねえからな。だって母さんはもう憎むこともできる。だから俺が母さんに代わってあんたを憎む。
Well, I wouldn't say that she wouldn't be angry, but she was also playing the game, so you know, you can't get too upset once the shoe's on the other
全
foot.
身全霊をかけてな。あばよ、クソ親父。
もう十分だろう、夏日。ルドルフは決してバトラ君に愛情を失ったわけではない。
Yeah, it's just a little complicated
長
right
い時
now.
間をかけるだろうが、親子の絆を取り戻したいと願っている。
父親として当然です。赤の他人ならいざ知れず、自分の血を分けた子供ならばそれが当然の責務です。
いいさ、とことん俺を蔑んでくれ。反論はしねえ。
Yeah, because you're kind of in the wrong.
それが俺のけじめのつけ方だ。
せめて生まれてくる子だけは幸せにしたまえ。
生まれてくる子もバトラも俺の子だ。
アスムさんが亡くなり、キリエさんと席を
Yes,
入れ
yes,
ら
we
れ
know,
る。
Rudolph. You're a bad guy, but you're not a bad guy.
バトラ君には苦々しいだろうが、生まれてくる子にとって最善だ。私はお前を理解するよ。
バトラ君がアスムさんが亡くなって嬉しかっただろうと、あなたをなじった気持ちがよくわかります。
もうよせ、夏日。すでにルドルフはなじるべき人間から十分にそれを受けている。それより紅茶をもらえんかね。厨房の誰かに紅茶を頼んできてくれんかね。
わかりました。
Natsu took this as a signal to leave the room and did so. When she left, Kraus relaxed slightly.
アスムさんは気の毒だったが、生まれてくる子を考えれば、これは偶然のタイミングだったかもしれんね。
Yeah, you know, it just prevented another can of worms from being opened, but, you know, you just had to open another one instead.
まるでアスムがそれを知って自分から舞台を降りたかのようだ。俺がアスムを殺したのか。だとしたら俺はいつから殺してたんだろうな。
I don't know, whenever you fucking started your frivolous lifestyle.
アスムさんを
So
大事に思
your,
う気
your
持ちが
fucking
まだある
teens, your
なら、
20s?
何年かけてでもバトラ君と復縁したまえ。
ああ、わかってる。
そしてキリエさんと生まれてくる子にも等しい愛情を注ぎなさい。アスムさんの十字架を背負いながらね。
Yeah, better get good at juggling.
もし地獄にもリザーブってやつがあるんなら、特上の席を俺に一つ取っておいてほしいもんだぜ。
The news that Battler had left the Ushiromiya family swept across the family.
バトラさんもお気の毒に、いつかきっと仲直りをしてくれると信じていますけど。
Yeah, tempers are a little hot. Nerves are a little frayed at the moment.
親族の方々の都合だ。使用人の知るところではない。
Oh, hush, Genji.
それよりも、新しく白宮家に加わられる桐江様のお顔を。
それもそうですね。今年の親族会議にはいらっしゃるんですからね。
If the person new to the Ushiromiya family would be coming to the conference, then what about the person who just left?
Nara, バトラー来ないってことじゃない？
Nope.
そう考えるのが妥当であろうな。
Gonna make it hard to fulfill that
賑
promise.
やかな男が一人かけ、なんとも寂しいものよ。
Though most people felt it would be sad to see Battler leave the Ushiromiya family and that he would be missed, they didn't think any more about it than that. However, what about Shannon? Wasn't Battler supposed to come for her on a white horse? At first, I was shocked, because I immediately thought that his departure from the family meant that he wouldn't be coming to this island anymore. And I do think that's understandable given how he must feel. I understand painfully well why he wanted to leave his family. But does that really mean he won't come back to Rokinjima anymore? What on earth's going on? Will he really never return? Unable to ask him this directly, I was forced to spend each day contending with a growing sense of anxiety. Battler-san, I understand how you feel, but you wouldn't leave this place behind forever just because you broke away from the Ushiromiya family, would you? Tell me it isn't true. I was so confused that the world seemed to be spinning around me. I felt tightness in my chest, and I couldn't think at all. When I happened to touch my cheek, I was surprised to find it hot and wet. With a miserable expression on my face, I was crying.
シャノン、シャノン。
From far away, I could hear someone calling to me. But it was a very strange sort of distance. Though it felt very far away, the voice also seemed to be coming from right beside me. Well, like a telephone? That was
シャノン、
that was supposed to be a joke, but it was really bad. Let's just pretend that didn't happen.
そなたの胸中、察するぞ。
Because the person talking is, you know, they're not near you. They're far away, but because the receiver, it feels like it's right next to your ear. Moving on.
大丈夫よ。あくまでも親子喧嘩。そして噂話には尾ひれがつくものよ。きっと大げさに伝わってるだけだわ。
そうとも、もう二度とバトラがこの島に来ないと決まったわけではない。
Yeah.
気を強く持つのだ。
Where is this place? I seem to remember it somehow. It's like it reminds me of the scenery of a strange dream I once had. Then, this must be another dream. I was there, under an arbor in a golden rose garden, and two witches in white and red dresses were showering words of encouragement upon me.
噂好きの若い使用人たちが話を好き勝手に膨らませているに違いないぞ。席を抜けたなどと大げさな。きっとただの親子喧嘩に違いないぞ。
ありがとう。そうだといいのですが。
そうに決まってるわ。
Yeah, but she also knows how, I don't know, hot-headed, stupid he is, so...
男の子だもの。父親と喧嘩の一つくらいするわ。
そうともそうとも。
I mean, I've never really ever gotten into a fight with my dad over anything.
すぐに頭を冷やして仲直りするに決まっているで
With
はな
my
いか。
parents in general, really.
男の喧嘩なんて火付きは良くてもすぐ燃え尽きちゃうものよ。
それに比べ女の喧嘩は炎こそ上がらぬが、いつまでも火種が残るものよ。男の喧嘩など激しくとも一時すがすがしいものよ。
そうですね。バトラさんとルドルフ様、早く仲直りするといいですね。
Well, in the grand scheme of things, a couple years, for the situation at hand isn't that bad.
するとも、バトラはいつも言っていたであろうが、よく父親と喧嘩をすると。今回もそれらのうちの一つと変わらぬ。
It's a little more
母親の
a
死
little more
と
complicated.
父親の再
The
婚で
nuance is
動揺したに過ぎぬわ。
祖父母の家へ行ってしまったそうだけど、どうせ2、3日も頭を冷やせば元の鞘に収まるわ。ほらあれよ、プチ家出ってやつね。
The two witches kept saying that Battler's fight hadn't been anything huge. If it was just a family quarrel, the rumors wouldn't have started in the first place. I just can't feel optimistic about this.
いずれにせよだ。これはバトラ親子の問題。放っておけば時間が解決してくれる。そなたが気に病んでも仕方がなきことよ。
今日バトラが来なかったからといってこれからも来ないと決めつけるのは早計だわ。
Not wrong there, but
今日はルドルフが一人でやってきただけの話。
we're dealing with some time-sensitive subjects here.
そうとも。また次の親族会議では元気な姿を見せてくれるに決まっている。おそらくはそのうちヒリエとやらを連れてやってくるであろう。その時にはふてくされながらも一緒に来てくれるに決まっている。
That's being optimistic.
そうですね。うん、きっとそうですよね。
How nice would it be if they were right? In fact, if I could, I'd like to flip through the calendar until autumn right now and check to see whether he does come to the next conference. If he does, then all my fears are groundless. It would mean that the rumor-mongering family members and servants just blew things out of proportion. If Battler-san were right here, I'd like to question him right away. Hey, isn't it true? It isn't true that you'll never come to Rokenjima again, right? If I could just hear him say, of course not, I could stop worrying about it. I don't know the phone number for Rudolph-sama's house, but I could probably look it up if I tried. However, as a servant of the family, I have no excuse for making the call. And anyway, I have no way of finding out the phone number at Battler-san's grandparents' house. Well, he has lent you a lot of books. You could just say, oh, we found a book, some books that Battler left here. Would you be able to get us in contact with him to see about getting a shipping address to mail them to him? Boom, right there, on the spot, immediately. Have an excuse to fucking, get those deets. All I can do is wait for Rudolph-sama's family to come visit and hope that my fears are groundless. However, will I be able to make it through the day feeling like this? No way. I doubt I'll sleep a wink tonight. Just waiting around, feeling like this, and I don't know when my next chance will come. I can't do that. Will it be next month? Or the month after? Is there thunder outside? I think so. Either that or like a big truck was going down the street, like 2 streets down. There was some rumbling. Will it be next month or the month after? In the worst case, I might have to wait until the next family conference. And I have to wait that long while holding back this suffocating feeling. I can't bear it.
ねえ、シャノン、唐突に尋ねるけれど、あなたがした1年後までの決意というのは、この島の使用人を辞めることを決めるだけの決意じゃないでしょう？
それは。
It was to make up my mind to start a new life. Instead of remaining a servant by force of habit, I'd suppose to resolve to step into a new life and leave my old life as a servant behind.
そしてその決意の日に迎えに来るとバトラは約束してくれたんじゃなかった？
それははい。
わらわは言葉を選ばぬから言おう。
Yeah, you got that right.
それはつまりバトラと共に新しい人生を踏み出そうという決意ではないのか。
バトラさんと新しい人生。
そなたは決意の日にバトラが迎えに来てくれないかもしれないと恐れている。しかし決意の日はバトラが迎えに来てくれることだけを意味するのではないぞ。
あなたがバトラとこれからの人生を共に歩む決意を示す日でもあるのよ。
Gotta jump off and take the plunge.
その決意はそなたが自らするものだ。バトラがただ来てくれるだけで成し得るものではないぞ。
シャノン、あなたにはもうこれからの人生を彼と歩む決意はあるの？それがまだないから次の親族会議の日に決心するなんて言ったんでしょ？
I mean, that's a pretty big commitment, and sometimes you just kind of get carried away with the flow of the conversation, and but then afterwards you just kind of stop and think about it, like, oh geez, like wow, this is like a lot.
バトラと人生を共に歩むとは。
Yeah, there's details. What's like the logistics of making this happen?
真剣に考えたことはあるのか？
それは
Like, it's good to have like those vague, just broad concept goals, but then when people start grilling you, like, okay, how's this gonna work? Like, if you're actually gonna do this, like, what are we doing here? And it's like, well, God provides isn't a very good answer. As long as I'm working as a servant of Rokenjima, my opportunities for meeting him are limited. We're both underage, so it's too early to talk about, marriage. However, if I quit working as a servant, I should have many more opportunities to meet him. Once I quit work here, I'll return to the Gospel House. I have my wages for serving the family, so I should have more than enough to make visits to Battler-san's house. And when I graduate from school, I can rent an apartment near Battler-san's house. House? I think it said house. My fucking pop filter boom was blocking the letters, so I just had to guess on that one. Then, well, I can work while going to school. That life will be a lot more difficult than my vague conception of it. However, I'll be able to see Battler-san much, much more often. If not every day, then every week. I won't be a servant anymore, so we'll finally be equals. I'll be allowed to call him whenever I want. And I'm already balancing school and work. Thanks to my experience here, I know more than enough to do simple housework.
楽しそうな人生ではないか。ささやかな住まいを借りて自分の城を築けたなら、ぜひバトラを招待するがよい。
そうして新しい二人の時間、二人の世界が始まっていくのね。素敵じゃない。
Very not quite rose-colored, maybe I guess rose-colored.
ちょっと素敵です。
That's usually, for talking about things, hindsight in the past. This was the first time I'd ever imagined that future clearly. I've been able to appreciate the feeling of my love for him, and my honest desire to live my life with him. However, now that I have a clear picture of the future I plan to choose, I finally understand. I need to mentally commit myself to embarking on this future.
やがては結婚だって夢見ちゃってるわけでしょ。
ほほう、結婚前提とは最近の小娘は進んでおるわ。
そこまでは
夢を否
nothing wrong
定
with
しない
that.
で未来を見据えぬ目を閉じた
I mean,
まま
it's
の
okay
第
to
一歩
just
に
go with the flow and see how
何も
things
ないんだから。
pan out. But, that's, free to make your own decisions on relationships.
惚れた男なら結婚しちゃったりしてと夢見ても
I
何
mean,
の罪もない
I've
ぞ。
ended a couple because I'm like, okay, this, like, there's nothing bad going on here, but, you know, it's never gonna progress any more than this. And it's like, all right, like, you're nice, but, you know, let's be honest here. This ain't going anywhere. A nice, clean cut right there. Amicable separation.
それが乙女の特権であるわ。
My face has turned bright red. For today, I had thought that considering marriage really was a bit premature, and I had been trying my best not to think about it. However, now that the witches had encouraged me to imagine it, that image was both exciting and fresh. I felt an indescribable feeling of refreshment and awakening, like the gentle breeze that washes over you when you go outside during a brief spot of sunshine on a rainy day. I don't know, that feeling is just, you know, I picture that in my mindscape as just being humid and muggy because it had just finished raining. There are some days, like when it's like a thunderstorm blowing through and there's like a really low pressure, like cold front, where the air is like super crisp and refreshing. Let's go with that instead of like, you know, like, oh, it's the fucking monsoon hurricane season. You step outside and just immediately start sweating because there's like 100% like humidity in the air. I don't even know if I read that line. Certainly, I had yet reached that level of resolve. I need to create that resolve by the time the next family conference comes around. If I can't do that, then sticking around as a servant on this island is no more than I deserve.
そしてそれは同時に試練でもあるのよ。
確かにこれは試練であるな。
試練？どうしてですか？
愚か者め、バトラは次の親族会議に迎えに来ると。そな
白馬にまたがって
Mm-hmm.
迎えに来るってね。
Good luck getting a horse on that fucking rickety boat.
はい。
そなたはバトラがもう来ないと思っている。つまりそれはバトラの約束を信じないということではないのか？
だから
Well,
これは試練なのよ。
yes, trial of faith.
彼を信じて待つというあなたへの試練。
試練。
I never thought of it that way. Since he promised to come for me in a year, I must believe that he will come for me in a year. If I doubt that, I don't have a right to wait for him in the first place.
バトラが後ろ宮家を抜けたのだって案外そなたとの未来を見据えてのことなのかもしれぬぞ。
Don't be getting ahead of yourself.
あら、どうして？
二人で暮らし、将来婚姻のちぎりを交わすことまで見通したなら、
A member of the Ushimiya family cannot marry such a lowly person as a servant.
後ろ宮家の使用人であるシャノンと結ばれるには、後ろ宮の姓が邪魔をすることもあるかもしれない。
How romantic.
ああ、なるほど。使用人の娘と結ばれるなんてギャンギャンって言われることを見越して先に後ろ宮の姓を捨てたってわけね。
Yep, this is all just part of the grand plan. Trust the process.
どうだシャノン、これならば全てに筋は通るというも
It
の。
helps you sleep at night.
バトラが後ろ宮の名を捨てたのはそなたを考えてのことよ。
Unfortunately for you, we know Battler, and he
ルド
was
ルフとの唐突
he
な
was
親
just
子喧
real
嘩
mad
は
at his
それを
dad.
もっとも
That's
らし
it.
くする口実に違いあるまい。
素敵な推理だわ。さすがリーチェ。
どうだシャノン、落ち込むには値しないではないか。それどころかそなたと結ばれるためにバトラが先に決意を見せたようなものではないか。
I'm just sitting here grimacing with like a look on my face. Like I've bit into a lemon. Kind of eye squinted, eyebrows raised, like, ugh. Smile finally returned to my face. Of course, I hadn't taken the witches seriously and let myself be reassured. The opposite, in fact. It was just funny that they could think up such ridiculously convenient explanations for everything. However, they had made all those ridiculous theories to cheer me up. The witches are right when they say that I must trust Balor. And that there's no point moping about just because I heard a few rumors. By the date of the next family conference, I intend to have a firm resolve to live my life with him. And I believe that he'll accept my feelings and come for me. The idea that Balor left the family so that he could be married to me someday is laughable, of course. But right now, I should try to feel confident enough to accept even crazy ideas like that.
ありがとうございます。なんだか少し気分が楽になりました。
ならばよかった。そなたが悲しみで枕を濡らすのを見るのは耐えられんのでな。
私の夢の
Yeah,
中
you
にま
know,
でやって
don't want your
きて
pillow getting like
励まし
crusty
てくれ
with
て
snot.
本当にありがとう。
もうじき朝になる。すべては夢。そなたは目覚めれば何も覚えてはいまい。しかし、そなたの心に
Just
静
wake
寂
up
は
feeling
戻
nice and
る。
refreshed.
はい、私は彼を信じて待つ。だから小さな噂話になんか耳を貸さないんです。
Alright, either there's like an airplane flying around, or there's like thunder right now. I'm checking my weather because I'm going insane. I feel like a crazy person because I just keep hearing noises in the distance. It doesn't say thunder. Could just be an aeroplane. I do live right next, well, not right next to. I'm like a couple miles away from an airport, so.
そうだ。次の親族会議まで自分を磨きながら待つのだ。花嫁修行と思えば、日々のつまらぬ雑事も彩りを帯びよう。
本当にありがとう。
Well, it does help to be good at the domestic stuff. Just in general.
リーチェ、もう朝
I
にな
say,
るわ。
ignoring the pile of dishes in my sink.
そうか。それではさらばだ。シャノ、そなたはわらわを覚えてはいまい。しかし、わらわはいつもそなたの
It's
そ
not
ば
that
にい
many.
て、
It's like 10.
そなたを見守っているぞ。
Not overflowing. It's just stacked there. And the dishwasher's right there.
ありがとう。
But it's like, do I really want to like have to remember to like,
ありがとう。
you know, start soaking these and then like, you know, take them out and then actually put them in the dishwasher? Or it's like, could I just use the paper plates again?
次の親族会議など瞬く間よ。のんびりと待つがよい。必ず。バトラは約束を守るのだから。
Well, about that. One year later. (1981), 5 years until the crime.
はじめまして、キリエと申します。よろしくお願いいたします。
名前だけならアスムさんより前から知ってるわ。
Yeah, you know, you've been in the background.
ルドルフの昔からのガールフレンドってね。
Something like that.
ええ、ご縁は随分になりますので。
後宮家へようこそ。当家に早く馴染まれることを期待します。
はい、私も早く慣れて、夫をサポートできるようになろうと思います。
それにしても可愛いお嬢ちゃんや。名前はなんて言うんや？
Was that really typed out with a a question mark explanation? You know, it didn't sound like he spoke it
エ
like
ンジ
that.
ちゃんですって。
It was much more reserved.
可愛らしい名前ね。
やはり
Baby
仲直りはできなかったのかね。
Andre.
よりを戻すならこの機会と思ったんだがな。親父に似て頑固なやつでな。
もうバトラ
You
君
know,
は
some
帰って
traits like
こない
that
の。
skip a generation. Normally it's like male pattern baldness, but
寂しくなるわ。
which is fortunate for me because both my grandfathers have pretty full heads of hair. Now I'm getting a little on breezy days. The back of my head's been getting a little cold, but you know, still good coverage back there. You know, no glaring spots that the sun's gonna reflect off of. Just you know, not as much as there used to be. So hopefully that's all it will be. You know, grow it out a little bit, comb, Not even like a shitty comb over, like you're, I don't know, like a used car salesman, but like, just like normal. Just like, just comb my hair and you won't even notice that it's a little thinning in the back.
男には家を飛び出す気概くらいやってもいいもんや。そういう男はな。
But you can't even tell right now. I got my hair cut the other
帰って
day.
くるで。
Like yesterday.
そうバトラ君にとってもう今のお家はお家じゃないもの。帰る場所はもはやそ
Yeah,
こじゃないわ。
he's good for nothing dad there. Some I'm not gonna say strange or random woman because she's not. Odds are Battler knows Kyrie. Well, even knew her, beforehand. And some baby. That's his half sister, but still, just some baby.
よしたまえ。ルドルフの家の都合だ。私たちが詮索することではない。
ありがとうクラウス兄さん。それは私たち家族の問題です。でもバトラ君がルドルフさんと一緒に暮らせる日が来るよう私も努力をするつもりです。だってエンジェのたった一人のお兄ちゃんなんですから。
ああ、バトラめ、意固地になっちまってて、今は何を言っても逆効果だ。アスムのお父さんがちょっと短気な人でな、焚きつけちまってるみたいでな。
It's like when a horse just bites a fence and starts like sucking it. Oh god, what's it called? It's called like cribbing or something. They normally do it like, I don't know, when they're under like stress, like it's a soothing action. But some horses just do it because they like it. And then they get like filled up with air and the veterinarian needs to come out and like fucking drain your horse. Like a balloon. But if they want to fucking suck that fence, by golly, they're gonna suck the fence.
わしらには応援しかできん。
And that's how I picture Battler.
仮
He
に
is
帰
a
ってこない
horse
にしても
dead set
はよ
on
仲
fucking
直りでき
sucking
る
that
のを
fence
祈っとる
post.
で。
バトラが来ないとなんだかつまらねえぜ。
Yeah, you're kind of a buzzkill, George.
そうだね。早くルドルフおじさんと仲直りしてくれればいいのに。
Well, that's going a little too far. You're just, I don't know.
バトラ様の気持ちを考えると辛いです。
急に家族が変わっちまったようなもんだしな。
You're just such a solid 6 in like all categories. It's like, yep, we can include you in the group, and you're good to be around, but you just don't got that it factor, you know?
家が居心地悪いってのもあるだろうぜ。
男にはいつか独り立ちしなければならない日もある。
Yeah, but 13, 14 is a
バ
little...
トラ君にとってはもうそれが訪れたという話なのかもしれないよ。
そうなのですか？
そうさ。男がいつまでも両親の
Well,
元で
they
ぬ
say
くぬ
that,
くしてい
but
たらかっこ
I'm
悪
pretty
い
sure
な。
my dad got kicked out when he was like 15 and a half.
荒々しく巣を飛び出して一旗あげなくちゃいけない。僕もやがてはと思ってたけど彼に先を越されてしまったよ。
一旗あげて立派になったら帰ってきてくれるのでしょうか？
ひょっとしたらもう帰ってこないこともあるかも。だってこれは彼にとって巣立ちなのかもしれないのだから。
巣立ち。
バトラ来なかったわね。
Nope.
ああ、なんということだ。わらわはシャノンにきっと来るからと何度も言ってしまったぞ。
Well, don't you got fucking egg on your face now.
シャノンはバトラが来なくて深く落ち込んでいるに違いない。わらわがいい加減なことを言って希望を持たせてしまったから。
親族会議の今日張り合いに生きてきたようなもんだしね。彼女の気持ちを考えると心が痛むわ。
ありがとうございます。私は大丈夫です。
It says the person clearly not okay. I'd been reunited with the witches once again in that dream world. Though I could never remember anything during the day, now that I was in the dream world, I somehow knew that this was a reunion. The witches both looked apologetic. Though they had tried to cheer me up by saying that Battler would come today, now that he hadn't come, it was like they had been lying, and they seemed to regret it heavily.
シャノン、もう
お気遣いをありがとうございます。悲しくなんかないと言えば、もちろん嘘になりますけれど。
Yeah, but it's not like you went out there and fucking broke Battler's legs so that way he couldn't even make it to the island. You just didn't show up.
私は大丈夫ですから。
He's still just being a fucking salty clam, you know, staying at his grandparents' house.
そうなのか？ならば良いのだが。
バトラのやつ、派手に喧嘩したもんだからきっと引っ込みがつかなくなっちゃっただけに決まってるわ。男は意地っ張りだもん。
そうであるとも。
You know, sometimes, you know, it's such a bad fight that, you know, even if you do think that, like, ooh, maybe I should, you know, maybe try to patch this up, you know, it's like the deed's already been done, and it was done so bad that it's like, I don't even know, I don't know if I can do this, man, and it's just, you just never do.
威勢のいいこと言って飛び出したものだから。
Even though you want to,
今
it's
更
like,
引っ込みがつかなくなって意地になってしまっただけに違いあるまい。きっと来ればよかったと後悔しているはずだ。そうであるとも。
for some reason, they seemed nearly desperate in their attempts to encourage me. It was almost funny to watch. I couldn't help but giggle.
本当にありがとうございます。だって言ったのは皆さんじゃないですか。これは試練だって。
Truth was, I couldn't really fool myself so easily. When will he come back? When will he come for me? When isn't the question. Will he come for me ever? If I started moping right now, the uncertainty and sadness will probably tear me apart. But they've taught me. This is a test to see whether I really have faith in him or not. The very fact that I feel uncertain and anxious is a betrayal of my resolve, and of his promise to come for me someday.
ジョージ様が言ってました。これはバトラさんの巣立ちかもしれないって。
そうよ。これは後ろ宮の生を抜け出て一人の男として羽ばたくという巣立ちなんだわ。
よくよく考えれば私たちはまだ若いんですし。
Yeah, you guys are like 14.
本当に結ばれようと思ったら
You're a bunch of brats.
まだまだ社会的経験も信用も何より年齢が足りません。
Yeah, the social experiences especially.
バトラさんが本当に真剣に考えてくださったならばこそまだ迎えに来られるわけがないんです。
見事であるぞ。そうだ。
Just a bunch of dumb, awkward kids.
よくぞその境地に達した。
達せてなんかいません。でも今はそう思うことにします。それが試練でバトラさんを信じるということなんですから。
And then he just forgot. If he had showed up today, then today I would have had to inform Madam that I was quitting my job as a servant. But was I mentally prepared for that? Like, quitting on the spot, or are you putting on like your 2 weeks notice? I spent all last night worrying about whether Battler-san would come or not. I spent so much time worrying that not only was I not mentally prepared to quit my job, I didn't even prepare a letter of resignation. In short, I still don't have the resolve that I promised him that day. I'm sure that God knew that. Battler's supposed to come for me when I found my resolve. I wasn't resolved, so it's only natural that he didn't come today. Yeah, it all makes sense now.
だから
Don't fall down the self-deprecation rabbit
きっ
hole.
とバトラさんがいらっしゃらなかったのは私の決意がまだだったからです。
No, Shannon, bad things don't happen because you did something bad.
彼が来てくれるかをしっかりと信じることもできなかった私では、
shit just happens.
それも当然ですね。
おそらくバトラもそうであったに違いないぞ。そなたを迎えに行くだけの決意や覚悟がまだまだ足りなかったに違いない。
神様は薄情じゃないわ。二人の気持ちが本当に近づいた時、必ず二人を引き合わせてくれるわ。
織姫と彦星のようにな。
Yes, yes, Tanabata, but we'll read it just because it's in blue. No, Grimoire? No, I was right. It's in the tips. There we go. Yeah, I have to click on Grimoire. There we go. It's been a while since we've been here. Apologies. Orihime and Hiko... Oh god, so many O's. Hiko Boshi. There we go. I put the emphasis on all the wrong syllables there. In the legend of Tanabata, a Japanese festival held on the 7th day of the 7th month, Orihime and Hikoboshi are celestial lovers represented by the stars Vega and Altair. The legend states that Orihime and Hikoboshi were placed on opposite sides of the heavenly river that is the Milky Way and forbidden from meeting, except for once per year on Tanabata, when magpies created a bridge across the river to bring the lovers together. However, if it rains on Tanabata, the rise of the river prevents the lovers from meeting, and they must wait another year. Man, sucks that holiday's in the middle of the fucking monsoon season, huh?
今年の七夕はたまたま天気が悪かった。今日のことはその程度に思おうと思います。
That's how I'd like to think about it. I have no other choice. Battler-san.
でもバトラ君が帰ってくるのは
Nope.
6年後の話だ。だいぶ先の話になる。
このままこんな辛い気持ちのまま6年も待ち続けるというのですか。
来年こそはと毎年待ちわびるのは、それはもう
Yeah.
永遠に待ち続けるにも等しいものでした。
痛々しい話ね。あなたがしたと思ってる約束を当のバトラは全く意識していなかったようだし、バトラ君はルドルフおじさんに似てキザな言い回しを好むことがありました。そんな言い回しが誤解を与えたのかも。
Yeah, you might have been talking, general, vague, like, eventually, metaphors that, got taken a little literally.
バトラはきっといつか後ろから女に刺されるわね。まあ、つまりこれはそういう物語なわけかしら。
言葉は意味が宿れば人の人生を左右することだってある。軽率な言葉は人を殺せるかもしれねえ。
第7章、恋の目。
Ooh, X7, let's go. So, roots, is that like a tuber, like a potato? The potato of love? 1982. It's complicated. Jessica's room was filled with laughter.
なんつうかさ、幻滅するわけだぜ。ちょっと大人びててかっこいいかなって思った人がさ、クラスの男どもで群れてる時にゲビた話で下品な声で笑ってるの見ちゃうとさ。
That's just how guys are.
確かに男同士でいる時の男の方ってすごい子供っぽいですものね。
まあそれを言ったら女も同じようなもんですけど。
The fun chat between girls continued without end. Tonight, Kraus and Natsu were out late at a meeting on Nijima. Normally, Natsu was always watching, so Jessica would make sure to be curt with the young servants. But when Natsu wasn't around, Jessica never did that. She had invited the servants of a similar age to her room, and they were chatting away noisily. All of them were at an age when they wanted to know about love. Jessica enjoyed talking about love all the more thanks to the rigid and constricting way she'd been brought up, and seized upon this chance.
お嬢様だって素敵だし、お年頃だし、気になる男の子がいらっしゃるんじゃないですか？
恋はしてえけど、気になる男子ってなかなかな。
お嬢様はもっと恋に積極的でもいいと思うんです。
And I'm just gonna fall into your lap.
余裕ぶってられるのも今のうちですよ。友人の誰かが付き合いだしたなんてことになったら急に世界がひっくり返りますよ。
そんなわけねえじゃん。私の友達に裏切り
It's
者
like
はいね
once you
えぜ。
get into like your late 20s, it's like you gotta, it's like, oh, clock's ticking, you know, gotta get married before I'm 30. You know, all your friends already have one kid. And it's like, woo.
多分。
ああ、ダメダメ。女の友情で一番信用ができないのが恋の出し抜きです。お嬢様だって素敵な人と知り合ったら絶対友人なんて裏切って付き合っちゃいますって。
Absolutely, fuck them. You know, your friends and the guy, waka waka.
シャノンはどうなんだよ。私ばっかりでずるいぜ。シャノンも話せよ。
私はそうい
Around,
う方
yeah.
が身近におりませんし。
Not around. He's far, far away. And like Orihime and Hikiboshi. Alright, it definitely changed because in the grimoire it's Hiko Boshi, and here it's Hiki, whatever. I completely forget which one is the correct spelling. Moving on. I don't get to see him very often. In fact, I don't even know when I'll be able to see him again. However, I believe that'll come from you someday. I believe it.
シャノンは裏切るなよ。彼氏作るなら一緒だぜ。な約束したもんな。
Wait, just gonna go get a 2 for 1?
ああ、シャノンちゃんみたいな子に
Special
限
deal?
って案外早く一抜けしちゃうもんですよ。
シャノン、白状しろ。本当に付き合ってるやつはいないよな。なあなあ。
Well, the answer is no.
本当です。
本当に？
本当です。
私たち恋人作るのは一緒だからね。絶対だぜ。嘘ついたら針千本のませ。
はい、約束します。それが嘘をついてる顔ですよ。絶対この中でシャノンちゃんが一抜けする。
Well, she definitely has a head start.
私にはわかるんです。奥手そうな子がいつもみんなを出し抜くんです。
But if Shannon and Ken and Yasuda and Beatrice are all the same person, ooh. It's gonna be rough for you, Jessica.
なんだよこの野郎。白状しろ。
お許しください、お嬢様。くすぐったい。
Amid cheerful laughter, another lazy Sunday afternoon passed by. I worked my way out of the fight and looked up at the sky through the window. I wonder if Battler-san is somewhere out there right now, surrounded by his friends and chatting about the same topic we are. I only hope that you're thinking of me, the same way I'm thinking of you. Ooh, bad news for you, Shannon. But if I beg for that, it's the same as admitting that I don't trust you. I'll wait. And when you do come for me, I'll announce then and there that I'm quitting my job. I've already prepared myself for it. But you haven't come yet. That's because you won't come It isn't because you won't come, but because I'm not resolved yet, right? It's because I haven't clearly envisioned a future with you, right? I'll wait, no matter how long, till you come for me, riding a white horse. I will always treasure our promise, the promise of our precious resolve.
男と約束なんかしちゃダメです。当てになりませんって。
Thinking that she had read my mind, I spun around. Of course, she hadn't.
やっぱその辺さ、男と女で価値観ってかなり違うと思うんだよ。
違います違います。全然違いますって。基本的に女の子は夢見がちで、男は何も考えてなくて適当って感じです。
Yep.
異性同士で心を通わせるってやっぱ無理なのかな。
相当難しいと思いますね。女はすぐに相手のことが分かったような気になっちゃう悪癖がありますから。
Mm-hmm.
男の
When really he's not thinking of
深
anything.
い意味のない言葉にいちいち何かを感じてしまって、勝手に勘違いしちゃうって。
ああ、いるいる、そういう子。はために見てどう見ても大したこと言われてないのに、一方的に彼は私に気があるとか言っちゃってる子。いるいるいるいる。
女の一方的な勘違いって痛々しいですもんね。
Ha 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 ha. The pair of them laughed together. When a girl gets the wrong idea, could that be me? No, that can't be. After all, Balor-san made a clear promise to me. He said he'd come for me riding a white horse. I mustn't doubt. I'm sure this conversation I'm hearing is just another one of God's trials. So I won't listen. I won't even think twice about it. Unfortunately for you, you've already heard the words, so... Those demonic sneers tormented me and tried to lead me astray. I'm sure he'll come to the next family conference. But Balor-san didn't come to the 1982 conference either. More and more, things kept changing away from the way they were at the last family conference he came to. Kirie-sama, Rudolph-sama's new wife, now blends in perfectly here, coming down off the boat with a familiar stride. Her daughter, Anjay-sama, is growing well, and all the family focus their attention on her. Also, Maria-sama, who was so small at the time, is already 5 years old. She's full of energy and old enough to enjoy playing with George-sama. Neither Jessica-sama nor George-sama brought up Balor-san's absence. The other relatives were the same way. No one touches upon the subject, as though they had forgotten that Balor-san is missing. Maria-sama, it was only 3 when she last saw Balor-san. I doubt whether she even remembers him. In just 2 short years, all traces of your existence had been erased from the Ushimiya family conference. That made me sad, and so I said,
今年もバトラ様はお帰りになられませんでしたね。
そうだね。彼が来なくて寂しいかい?
Well, you know,
それは
he did bring some color to, you know, the group dynamic.
ルドルフおじさんたちも彼の話を切り出さないし、どうやら僕たちが思ってたよりもずっとバトラ君は本気だったみたいだね。
あいつ本気でもう帰ってこねえのかな。
やっぱりあれは巣立ちだったんだよ。彼は新しい人生のステージに向かって羽ばたいていった。そういうことじゃないのかな。
無鉄砲のはちゃめちゃなやつだったけど、ま、男ってのはそういうもんなのかもしれねえぜ。
Yeah, he definitely made some pretty big decisions off the cuff.
彼のことだからね。新しい生活もきっと順応して楽しく元気にやっていると思う。
Not even thinking about us losers over here, huh?
心配しなくていいと思うよ。
Even though George-sama said that with a smile, his words disconcerted me. He's enjoying himself, so there's no reason to worry? What's that supposed to mean?
バトラのことだから 私たちのことなんかゲロッと忘れて楽しくやってるんだろうぜ。
うん、きっとそうだよ。そして僕はそれが一番だと思うな。バトラ君は自分と家族、そして亡くなったお母さんのことを考えて新しい生き方を自ら選択した。ならその新しい人生に
I mean,
まっ
yeah,
すぐに
it's
生きて
like
ほしいね。
good for him, you know, if it makes him happy, but also like
後ろ宮家のことなんて忘れてしまうくらいがちょうどいいよ。
it's a bittersweet, you know, feeling that you know someone's moved on and it's for the best, kind of feeling. It's like, well, I did like him, but it's like if this is what makes them happy, then so be it. George-sama smiled at me, expecting me to agree. After a moment of shock, I smoothed my expression over and found the expression he was expecting. Is Battler-san living happily, having forgotten about the family, about me, about our promise? That can't be true. It just can't be. Battler-san must be striving to reach that day of resolve just like me. I'm not mistaken about that. He promised me. He said he'd come riding a white horse. I never asked him to say that. He said he'd come for me on the day I resolved to live my life for his sake. He made that promise himself. For 2 years, I'd believed that. I've done all I could to make it through God's trials and the whisperings of demons that tried to throw me from my path. And yet, the things both George-sama and Jessica-sama are saying are so cruel. Battler-san has forgotten about us and started a new life? Why are they telling such obvious lies? I don't know what to tell you, Shannon. You're just clingy. But that night, I dreamed of Battler-san for the first time in a long while. The Battler-san in my dream wasn't the Battler-san I believed in. It was the Battler-san that I tried to say George and Jessica's name together. George-sama and Jessica-sama had spoken of. The one who had forgotten everything and started a new life. Morning arrived. I woke up with a tear-stained face. The me in the mirror whimpered through tears that she couldn't wait any longer. If you managed to wait this long, why can't you wait any longer? This is a trial. You have to believe in him and wait. But the me in the mirror spoke. It was sharper than a fragment of glass. We talk about this promise, but did we actually make a promise with him? Don't you remember what Jessica-sama said? That some girls are dreamers who get the wrong idea? Don't you remember what George-sama said? That Battler-san has gotten used to his new life and has forgotten about the Ushimiya family? He wouldn't be the only one to forget. Without me asking about Battler-san, everyone on this island would have forgotten his name. Even Rudolph-sama doesn't say his name anymore. If I weren't here to remember his face, perhaps his existence would have been erased from the hearts and minds of everyone here. Nah, it's one of those things where like everyone's thinking it when they show up, but no one can say it because you don't want to be the one to step on a potential landmine. I don't believe it, so I won't doubt him. Battler-san must still remember our promise. We're both waiting for the day of resolve, the day that we'll be together. Battler-san, my mind is firmly made up. Does the fact that you're not here mean that I'm still not resolved enough? No. It's because you and God are testing me, isn't it? In that case, I will endure until that promised day inevitably comes. So, please, Battler-san, I want some sign that you haven't forgotten me. That was the crack that ran across my ceramic heart. At last, I had to acknowledge that I choked. Ugh. I'm fine. My throat's a little scratchy. I was eating popcorn yesterday, and like some of the kernels just completely scratched my throat. I even got like a piece of popcorn kernel stuck behind my tonsil, and it would not come out. Gurgling, you know, eating, drinking, and nothing. I just had to fucking fuck my own throat, like behind my tonsil, to like dislodge the like sharp kernel, just stabbing me in the tonsil. Sucked. At last, I had to acknowledge the possibility. The possibility that something terrible and dreadfully sad was happening, and I was pretending not to notice. Battler-san makes me yearn for him. Battler-san makes me sad. Battler-san makes it hurt. Battler-san, do you still remember me now? The answer is no. 1 year later. What we had, 1994? 1993. 83. 3 years until the crime. And then came the third family conference since Battler-san left. If the number of beds was going to increase, we would be told that when we were setting up. The fact that nothing has changed in particular means that he probably won't be here this year either. Clinging to a final bit of hope, I stood by the docks, watching the boat draw closer.
Yo, シャノンちゃん、今年もべっぴんだね。
ほら、エンジェ、足元に気をつけて。
Yeah, don't fall in the water.
いやあ、シャノン。やっぱり六軒島はいいね。早くクラウスおじさんもリゾート化すればいいのに。
しなくていいわよ。もったいないわ。それもそうね。
Yeah, then you lose your good spot to a bunch of fucking yuppies.
お久しぶりね、シャノンちゃん。背、ちょっと伸びたんじゃない？
Well, still the 80s. In my mind, yuppies are more of like a 90s thing.
ありがとうございます。
今年もいい天気や。こうして親族誰一人欠けることなく元気に揃うのは実にめでたいことや。
それでは皆様、お屋敷にご案内いたします。
Yeah, the whole family, minus the one. So, after all, Battler-san has been so thoroughly forgotten that he might as well have not existed in the first place. The sadness must be showing on my face. Not wanting anyone to see it, I turned my back to the family and led the way up to the mansion. Then suddenly, someone mentioned Battler-san's name, and I jumped.
バトラ君に会ったんですか？
元気にしてました？
ええ、元気だったわ。先日、エンジェを連れてちょっとだけお茶をしてきたの。
I was surprised. So, Kirie-sama was in touch with Battler-san. According to her, the fight between Battler-san and Rudolph-sama had calmed down a long time ago. But both were so stubborn that they hadn't found a good chance to make up. And since Battler-san had gotten used to living with his grandparents and going to school near there, it wasn't going to be easy to get him to come back home, especially considering that the grandparents were adding extra complications. Well, yeah, no one wants to be the guy who transfers halfway through their, like, school year. Or, like, they're even just, like, during school in general. No one wants to be the new kid.
仕方ないわよ。バトラ君よりアスムさんのご両親の方がお怒りだったと思うもの。
Fair.
もうこの喧嘩はバトラ君とルドルフさん2人だけのものじゃなくなってる。
じゃあバトラーはそのうち帰ってくるんですか？
ルドルフさんと仲直りはするけれど、後ろ宮家に帰ってくるつもりはないみたい。仕方ないわ。気持ちもわかるもの。
It was a bit of relief to hear that some of the bad feelings had died down in these 3 years. Taking Azuma-sama's parents into account, it's no surprise that things haven't gone as well as they could. But if Battler-san doesn't hate Rudolph-sama anymore, then someday, surely he'll come back. He'll have grown so much. My resolve will never waver again. For some nights these past 3 years, I felt sad and resentful. But now, it feels as though those 3 years were something I needed. After all, the seeds of love, The faint feelings I once had for you had budded powerfully, waiting for the day that we'll be reunited. This is how honest my feelings for you are now. I love you. I wanted to see you as soon as I can. Till that time, I'll keep this sprout of love warm and growing for you. I won't doubt the coming of that day anymore. Just as I think of you under the same sky, I believe that you are thinking of me. I'm sure this news about him is a sign that God is cheering me on. So, I asked God one more time inside my heart. Since my feelings for Battler's son had not wavered for a day these past 3 years, let me know that he feels the same way. I know that asking for that is a sin. However, now that we've reached a 3-year turning point, I want some gift from God, any gift, to show that I had not waited in vain. That is what I prayed.
そうだ。バトラ君とみんなもずいぶん長く会ってないでしょ。みんなも寂しがってるだろうから手紙を書きなさいって言って書かせてきたのよ。
Huh? Did God really hear my prayers? Ooh, none for you. Though, in his defense, it would seem odd, to the rest of the family. You're yeah, you're writing to your cousins, sure, but the servant? What? Why? I felt as though my heart was going to leap out of my chest.
バトラからの手紙？へえ。
He knows how to write?
あいつ何を書いたんだろう。
彼の近況でも書かれてるのかな。楽しみだね。
Kiryu-sama pulled a brown envelope out of her bag and handed it to George-sama. Just one? Well, a collective, it'd be hard to write individual, personalized letters. Just one big, hey, I'm alive, miss you guys, hugs and kisses, mwah, see you someday. When George-sama opened it, several folded letters came out.
これは僕宛てみたいだね。一枚一枚宛先が違うみたいだ。
Oh, you did a bunch.
はい、こっちはジェシカちゃん。
Thank you.
これはマリアちゃんにだって読めるかな。
No.
後で読んで聞かせるわ。ありがとう。
エンジェちゃん宛てもあるよ。さすがにまだ読めないよね。
Yeah, a little early.
読めるようになったら渡すことにするわ。
こっちは元気で楽しくやってるぜ。だってさ、ならよかったぜ。
Anything for me?
全部ですか？
It's like your last in line to get presents from Santa, and it's like, it's your turn up, and he's like, well, that's all of them. See you guys next year.
これで全部みたいだね。ありがとう。
George-sama handed me the empty envelope. Ooh. Apparently, he thanked me because he thought I was offering to throw it away for him. And clearly, there was nothing inside it. There was no letter for me.
おやおや。文面を見る限り、バトラ君は随分元気に過ごしてるみたいだね。毎日が充実してるってさ。
私の方にもそう書いてある。楽しく過ごせてるなら、そりゃ結構なことだぜ。
バトラ君たらひどいわね。キリエさんに手紙を書けと促されるまで、私たちのことを忘れてたそうよ。
バトラ君らしいでしょ。ずいぶん生活が充実してたみたい。学校では女の子にモテモテみたいよ。
There you go.
へえ、それはすごいね。
バトラは変に気ざったらしくて笑えるとこがあるから、そういうの好きな子もいるだろうな。
This is the part where Shannon's like, wait, what? Like, those lines are jokes? What? Hello?
納得だぜ。
後ろ宮家へ帰ってくるつもりはないのかしらね。
ないみたいだね。僕の方に六軒島に行くことはもうないだろうって書いてあるよ。
I know that all these letters and the things written inside them are trials from God. The absence of the letter for me, the information that he's enjoying life and has forgotten about Rokenjima, are all just trials upon trials. He is God is testing me. The fact that I'm the only one without a letter is proof of that. I wanted to believe that, but at last, I couldn't believe any longer. Him, it was just another fucking corny line. One of a million that he threw out.
そんな、それじゃ迎えに来るという約束は
夢見がちな私の
Dramatics.
錯覚か。
バトラにとってはちょっとしたカッコつけただけの意味のない言葉だったのかもな。
What a ludicrous... oh god. What a ludicrous story it might seem to an outside observer. That promise with Battler might have been an illusion the whole time. We don't even know if they felt the same way about each other in the first place. Love is an illusion. When both sides see the same illusion, love becomes true. However, when the feelings of each side are different, then it's nothing more than a joke.
これがバトラの罪だ。
約束と
Mm-hmm.
誤解させたこと。
Don't go playing with people's feelings, kid.
違う。
え？
それ。
いや。
覚えてさえいなかったことだ。
Can't even feel guilty about it later down the road because it didn't even register that it happened.
悔いることも、あるいは取り返すことも。でも、覚えてさえいないことは、
Mm-hmm.
何も問い詰めることができません。
All you can do is stand dramatically up on like the little balcony in the stormy night and like confront him and then just like, oh, I see. So it really was just nothing, and then walk away and die. Well, a part of you anyway.
バトラさんは約束を破ってさえいないのですから。
Because in his eyes, he never even made one.
約束などなかった。
ただただ悲しいだけの滑稽な。
I kept on crying and crying. I dug my fingernails into my pillow, soaking it with my tears. How much easier it would be to hate something. But I can't hate anything. I just couldn't get over my miserable arrogance, which has led me to believe for 3 whole years that he felt the same as I did.
わらわのせいだ。わらわが無責任にもバトラが約束してくれたかのようにそなたに不意調してしまったのだ。
いいえ。
I mean, like, is it Battler's fault? Not really. Like, sure, he shouldn't have, you know, been grandstanding, but, you know, he was 13, come on. He just wanted to look cool in front of a girl, so he said a fucking corny, cheesy line. And then, you know, got embarrassed about it.
誰も悪くないんです。
You didn't even know that that line was a fucking home run.
私が彼の気持ちも私と同じだと決めつけてしまったから。
約束こそバトラはしなかった。しかしバトラの気持ちは決していい加減なものではなかったはず。そなたのそれに比べれば確かに多少の温度差はあろう。しかしそなたのことを好いていたのは間違いない。
However, he was 13. He would have liked any girl that would have talked to him.
それだけは間違いない。
Like, oh shit, this girl's being nice to me? Hell yeah, let's go.
もうやめてください。私が好きなように彼も私を好きだと慰めないでください。むしろ嘲笑ってください。
Before I knew it, a dull, inescapable pain had pierced my chest. When I pressed my hand against my chest, I realized what that pain was. It was the bud of love which I had sown the seeds of and raised in my heart. Its roots had spread throughout my chest, tormenting me like a metal wire wrapped around my heart. Rather than roots, they looked more like fissures running throughout my heart. The only way to kill the pain would be to tear out the roots of love. But no matter how much I clawed at them, it was only making my heart get torn and scratched. The roots of love didn't move at all. If my feelings for Battler-san were to turn to hate, without any lingering interest or regrets, I'd be able to pull out those roots easily. They would probably leave a hole behind, but at least they wouldn't hurt me anymore. But they won't come out. Even though it hurts so much, those roots of love are still stuck in my heart.
Shana.
Oh god, my throat's getting scratchy. I was struggling with those past couple lines of just trying not to just like die into the microphone.
会いたいです。帰ってきてほしいです。いつかきっと帰ってくると信じて、これからも待ち続けたいのに。でももうダメなんです。
As I sobbed, the tightness in my chest grew even stronger. As long as I love Battler-san, the pain will always continue. Now I'm gonna sneeze. I'm fine. Because I love him, I want to hold on to that pain forever. But it was written right there, the letters for George Sama and the others. Battler doesn't plan on returning to the Uchimiya family. He's forgotten about me and Rokenjima, and has started a new life with a different name. I have to endure all this aching, biting, agonizing pain, and wait forever for someone who will never return.
これも試練なんですか？
No.
帰ってこない彼を永遠に待てと。神様はそうおっしゃるのですか？無理です。私はバトラさんと一緒にいたいんです。
You shouldn't. This clearly isn't healthy.
それを願う試練がこれだなんてあまりに辛すぎます。
Just like collapse onto the ground and start crying. That's a fucking mood. Beatrice hung her head in shame. If she hadn't encouraged Shannon so much, it probably wouldn't have been this painful. Shannon may have been the one to sow the seed of love in her heart. However, Beatrice had irresponsibly watered it and told Shannon not to give up. Beatrice scratched at her chest, trying to share Shannon's pain. Yeah, let's just trade hearts real quick. Put the painful, scratched, evil heart in me, and have my good heart. Beatrice mumbled to herself.
あなたに何の咎がありましょうか？
ありもしない約束の幻想を見せ、そなたの3年間を苦しめた。わらわがそなたの恋の目を育まねば、今のそなたはこれを。シャノン、冷酷に聞こえるだろうが。
You need to get over it.
何でしょう？
バトラを忘れよ。恋の目など元よりなかったのだ。
いいえ、これは私の育んだ
Look,
恋の目。
I get it, sunk cost fallacy. You know, it's like, what have these 3 years been for in this case? And it's like, well, a real big learning lesson.
どんなに辛くとも忘れることなどありません。
しかし、その痛みにもう耐えることはできないのであろう。
Wordlessly, Shannon held her chest and hung her head. I assume like cross-armed, you know, just kind of like moping and not just like cupping her breasts, like that kind of hold her chest. I yearn for Balor. Even now, that feeling burns inside me. And no matter how much it hurts, I can't let it go. I spent 3 years pretending not to notice that pain. Now, I know that I feel it. And now that I know, it's unbearable.
バトラへの恋の目を捨てることはできぬか。
はい。
だがそのままでは、その目は、そなたを殺してしまう。人は宇宙を持たねば生きられぬ。
Well, yes, you can't live in unreality.
そして宇宙は一人では生み出せぬ。二人いるのだ。
宇宙。
そなたは恋の目という宇宙をバトラと二人で生み出した。
But now he's gone.
その片方が欠けたからそなたの宇宙が壊れたのだ。人は宇宙は一人では何も成し得ぬのだ。
でも私の宇宙を生み出すもう一人のバトラさんは帰ってきません。
ならば、
Mm-hmm.
バトラ以外のものと
Yeah, fucking get someone on the
新しい宇宙を
rebound,
生み
girl.
出すしかない。
バトラさん以外の誰かと生み出すというのですか？
その誰かをわらわが与えよう。
誰かって何ですか？
そなたの心を傷を埋め癒してくれる存在だ。
Okay.
そやつはそなたを裏切らぬ。そう、そなたの新しい兄弟だ。そなたに弟を与えよう。
弟。
Yeah, we'll do another script change, you know, go back to the draft, you know, make a quick little revision, add an extra character in here.
そういう存在をそなたに与えよう。そやつはそなたと二人で新たな宇宙を築くだろう。
その弟がバトラさんへの恋の痛みを。
そうだ、そなたには宇宙が必要だ。
ではこの胸の
Don't worry about it.
恋の目はどうするのですか？私のバトラさんへの気持ちは変わりません。枯れさせることなどできません。
わらわがその目を
Hey, yo, did I call
目
it?
を代わりに引き受けよう。
Let's go. I'm so fucking media literate.
あなたが。
そなたは恋の痛みを忘れ新しい宇宙を作り直すことができる。
Like, I'm the only media critic you guys should trust.
恋の目は
You should know this now, at this point, that all my opinions and assumptions about a story are always 100% correct, and I've never been wrong, ever. Don't even bother going back to check the record, because you won't find anything.
痛みをも引き継ぐことになるが、わらわの持たぬ唯一の元素、恋を知ることができる。
Beatrice wanted to know love. She wanted to feel what Shannon had felt in the world of humans.
もしバトラが帰ってくる日が訪れた時、まだこの目が枯れずにいて、そなたが望んだならこの目を、それならばどうか。
Still hanging her head, Shannon gave a small nod and said nothing. It would mean release from this unbearable pain, and it would mean giving the bud of love to the witch to hold in her place. Shannon spread the hands that she held to her chest. As she did, a faint light spread out of her chest and floated in the air, and I have a frog in my throat. Gradually swallowing everything with its brightness. As the brilliant light began to fade away, Shannon and Beatrice, still facing each other, We're now inside a vast, starry sphere, like a planetarium. They were the only ones in this pitch-black, starry sky. Shannon felt as though she had seen this place once before, but she could not remember. Then, I made another announcement.
変更恋の目を
Script change.
シャノンからベアトリーチェに
This way, Shannon won't be tormented by the bud of love anymore. On top of this, so that Shannon can create a new universe, I'll give her a little brother. The backstory for the little brother will be a younger boy at the Gospel House with whom Shannon was close. For a name, let there be an on character, as Gospel House rules state. Yeah, I've decided. That's the perfect name to go with Shannon's. He'll be a quiet, reticent boy. He'll come to Rokenjima as a new servant. There, he'll establish an immediate rapport with Shannon. As a duty-minded boy who loves Shannon like a big sister, he'll always be there for her. Let's have him be a special servant like Genji, who's permitted to serve Kinzo directly. Yeah, that sounds kinda cool. Then Beatrice. From now on, you will carry the bud of love. In other words, the role of being infatuated with the battler and waiting for his return will go to you. While you are still the witch who reigns over Rokenjima's night, you have also been waiting for Ushinomiya Battler ever since that day 3 years ago. Along with this change in setting, I'll give you a new form as well. He did tell us what his ideal woman would look like once, remember? Yeah, blonde with big tits, like in the foreign movies. A woman with a great figure and long, golden hair, like a foreign model. Golden hair. Long hair. A great figure. Yeah, something like that. That's what the new Beatrice will look like. Come on, hold that bud of love in your heart as you wait for Battler. You will learn of love at last, and pay the price of pain. Yes, this will be the setting from a new world. For Shannon, a new servant like a little brother will come. He will be a silent, reticent boy, a duty-minded kid who loves Shannon as a sister. And the bud of love that tortured Shannon will go to the witch Beatrice. She will just be holding on to the bud of love for the time being. However, while she holds on to it, she'll be a maiden in love with Battler. For that time, you'll be able to learn what love is. As Yasuda is scribbling OCs and, making... It wouldn't even be a fanfic for them, because, they're her OCs. What would it be? I don't know. That was completely not my scene in high school. There's probably, like, a specific term, just, I don't know, story, whatever. This is her story notebook. Metaphorically. Come, let the world be modified. Oh, I am one yet many. Awaken us, and stretch your wings to this new world. In this new world. Woo! It's like when I wake up and I'm still drunk. Slowly, I open my eyes to the gentle rays of the morning sun. How long has it been since I woke up into such a pleasant morning? The face in my mirror is tear-stained and pathetic. However, my heart is as clear as the morning sun. I can still clearly remember that strange dream. However, I could feel myself forgetting it rapidly. The place I'd been in my dreams had been such a strange place. A peaceful, calm place. There, I had left behind the pain I had carried in my chest until yesterday. So this morning, my heart was at peace.
Ohayo, watashi.
Yeah, but maybe go wash your face. It sounds like you look like shit. My tear-stained face really looked pathetic. However, my expression was bright and cheery. I still do love Battler-san. But I think I'd say I've calmed down. Feels like I've put something precious safely away in a place it belongs. Battler-san, when will you come back, I wonder? When you do, I'd like to talk about mystery novels again. Oh, I'd almost forgot. A new boy servant will be coming today, won't he? One of the rare servants who will serve Master directly. What kind of kid will he be? I hope we get along well. What was his name again? I think it was... and this is the part in the JRPG when it opens the fucking character window and has you name your party member. But with that, this is where, with 1 year later, in 1984, where we'll be ending it here for today, because as you can clearly tell, my throat, I need to like go make, I don't know, not coffee. Coffee's gonna dry me out. Like all it does is make me piss. I don't get the coffee shit. It's like people who like, they're like, oh, I can't have a cup of coffee in the morning, otherwise I'll shit my pants on the drive to work. It's like, what are you doing? Like, it's coffee. Like, I can drink, like, several pots, and it's like, yeah, I have to piss because I just drank a gallon of liquid, of course. But it does kind of, like, you know, I don't know if it's the caffeine or because it's hot, you know, it's not the best for the throat. But anyway, you don't care about that. Maybe I'll like go buy some milk. Go to Wawa. God, it's actually been a long time since I've been to Wawa. Now that I'm on like a regular day shift, you know, wow, look at that. There's other places open that I can go get stuff. Fantastic. I can go grocery shopping at a reasonable time and have food in the house, so I don't have to go get one of the like bacon ranch paninis from Wawa or get you know, a fucking pierogi quesadilla. Like, what is this world I'm living in? But anyway, yeah, like I said, ending here for today. Once again, like, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. See you guys on next time for the next episode of Umineko, where we will pick up where we left off. Catch you later. Bye. Mwah.